Hey guys, how's it going? Good to see y'all. Hey Go-Kart, how's it going? Thank you so much for the gifts and your note you mailed. Love it. She sent me a whole bunch of new colored pens, all different colors for Christmas. I'm trying not to lose my voice here, so I probably won't talk as much tonight. I am downing the tea and honey. But I do have some practice questions for y'all in anatomy and a whole range of codes in E&M, cardiology, digestion, some brand new ones that I've never shared or done before. Some more multiple choice ones, so we'll get those going in just a minute. Right now I'm just in the 2023 CPT book, and I'm just continuing on with my marking of the new book for our new season coming up pretty soon. I'm just going through making a first pass here in digestion. I like to mark all the do nots because it's often on the exam where you will have a code listed as a possible answer, but they'll also have as one of the possible answers one of the do nots listed with it. And if you remember to look down here, then you can get rid of that as a possible answer. If they tell you to use radiology with a code, I mark that in blue. So this area, I'm on page 339 of the 2023 CPT book, and it does have some information about some radiology on some of these codes. Hey, Micah. Good to see you. I hope it's okay. I'm going to add you as a moderator, so maybe you could help me answer some questions today. My subscribers, I'm going to add Stacy as one too. I don't know if you've been around long enough to help everybody, but whatever you can do, that would be great. Hey, Jess, just making sure you're still a moderator. I didn't make you a moderator yet either. I added you too, Jess. Add a Go-Kart. I don't even have you as a moderator. Okay. Added a bunch of you. So if y'all could help out. And oh yeah, I got to change my thing. I only have it to where only you guys can chat. Where is that? I know I can fix that. I need to open it up and let everybody be able to chat. Where is that? No, not there. I'll find it. Give me just a second. Comments section, yes. Sub chat only. Turn that off. There we go. Does that help? Now can everybody chat? So you could type. Well, thank you for subscribing. All right, good job. All right, Laura. Sorry, I figured it out. I appreciate the support anyway. Any money y'all contribute as subscribers goes back to you guys so that I can give y'all free tutoring or free notes, that kind of stuff. I also highlight what's in the parentheses if a CPT code descriptor has something that's in a parentheses. Not all of them will, but it's okay if they don't. We're not going to worry about that. One common abbreviation that I do like to write is if it does say a particular CPT code does have a biopsy, I use the abbreviation BX right underneath my CPT code, and I know right away out of all of these, this is the one that does biopsy. Kind of nice to know that. When it says it's with the balloon, I'll put balloon underneath it. There's another one that does biopsy. Handy dandy. Any other ones? This one's a foreign body. It's another abbreviation I often use is FB. That just keeps me from having to read the CPT code descriptor. I just know right away if this is answer A, this is answer B. I know my one-word difference is this one's a biopsy, this one's a foreign body. After I clear my header, this is one header here, and then this is another header. So if two of my answers are underneath excision and two of my answers are under endoscope, then I know I need to look and see if one of them's just removing something or if one of them is doing a scope, if we're going to go do a look-see. I'm feeling good. I just, for some reason, while I was doing that live earlier today, we were listening to that webinar of some doctors talking about the new guidelines that are going to go into effect as of January 1st. This physician who loves billing and coding, he had gone through the billing and coding new guidelines and was presenting some information at a doctor level to the physicians, saying that this is what you're going to get credit for now when you are coding as of January 1st. It was really interesting, but during that live, for some reason, I ended up losing the voice. I don't know what's going on. I haven't even been outside, and I don't know how many days, so it's not like I'm out there in the cold or doing anything. I don't know. James does have a runny nose right now, but I don't know. Hopefully he didn't give me something, but I don't know. I haven't been nowhere. I haven't been shopping. I haven't been anywhere. I don't know. Although I did go to Hobby Lobby last Friday just to give somebody a hug and say we miss you, but I didn't shop or anything. But other than that, I haven't been nowhere. Try to avoid people during the holidays so that I don't get sick, so that family members and everybody, it doesn't mess up the holidays, you know. But this lady, neighborhood lady that gave me 2 of my cats that I have now, she always stops by every Christmas to give me toys for the 2 cats that she gave me. She wouldn't come in the house, and she was all masked up, and she gave me the toys for the cats, and she said she had recently had COVID and didn't want to come in, but here's some toys for the kitty cats. But she wasn't sick when she wrapped them up, but I set the bundle in the garage and let it sit in there for a week before I went over there to it, and I only got out 1 toy so far, but that's the only maybe exposure I've had. I don't know. But I knew enough to put that out in the garage and let it sit for a while before I messed with it. But who knows? Just marking the do nots. We got some more radiology in here. I got some new videos posted today for my YouTube channel for replays of lives, but then I also uploaded like 3 videos for the YouTube paid subscription, which is I think $1 cheaper than TikTok, but you know those Friday advanced classes that I just started, that if you can't pass your CPC or medical certification exam and you've already got your books prepped and you've taken your exam and you just haven't passed and you want to join in on the $5 Friday class, I'm going to start uploading those to the paid subscriber videos too. So the first one from last Friday is up right now too. The paid people that did pay for it, their replay is available on Zoom until Friday when we have our new class, and then I'll need to delete it, and then so that I can save room on my Zoom account to do and record another one for a week. So that's another benefit that I added to the YouTube subscribers, is that they get to watch those Friday replays of those after about a week. Right before I have to delete it off of Zoom, I'll post it onto YouTube. But the people that pay for the class get it for the first week on Zoom to watch. But I was just trying to catch up today on some things. I never seem to be 100% caught up on everything, but been trying. Thank you for the ice cream cones, lady. Thank you, Jess, for the marvelous confetti. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the 2023s. Let's see. I've been trying to save up for the CPC test, but I haven't found, but I have found that employers won't take you without experience. Not always. There's several places that will hire without it. If you join my Discord group, I post updates and jobs in there that are super handy dandy. Some of them don't even require a CPC, and some of them don't even require a CPC upon hire date, as long as you get in there within and get your CPC within 90 days. Optum always hires brand new grads, even if you just got your certification today and have no medical background. They always hire. But this job resource room is really handy dandy. Be sure and join our Discord group. One of the last places, and don't forget, you can go to the CMS website and get extra certificates like compliance for fraud and abuse, and you can get your HIPAA certificate too that you can add to your resume for free here. Other people are also posting ones up here. And then the one that I found that is reputable, that is true, no scamming involved, is Spring Health. Even without your CPC, they just need somebody with customer support experience who could talk on chat with customers, meaning patients, to set appointments, send messages to doctors, just anything that the patients need. And it pays really well, and it's all remote from home. They're often posting these positions open. So if it's not open right now, keep looking monthly to see if it's open back up. But it's a really nice, they've got a really good rating on Glassdoor as far as being a happy environment to work for and stuff. So if you haven't, please join my website. Let me show you real quick how to get there. So if you go to my website, Medical Coding by Jen, you'll go to the social media tab, download the Discord app from your app store, and then come here. And all these pictures are just click and join. Just click the link, and that throws you into my Discord server. Once you're in there, be sure and find the room that says Discord Tips and go up to the very first video and watch that. It'll teach you how to navigate it on your phone or on the desktop version. But I've got all these rooms and tons of resources in here free for you guys. What did I just post in here today? Oh yeah, I posted new info in what to expect on exam day. And of course, everybody that passed in the last few days, I grabbed those screenshots and posted those in there. So tons of help. Don't forget to reach out to your AAPC local chapter. Let them know you're having trouble finding a job. Talk to your local chapter president. They post jobs all the time. Somebody was asking me the other day, how do I find where my local chapter is? Who's my local chapter? Let me get on here real quick and show y'all, just in case y'all didn't know where to find out who your local chapter is. So, let me cover up my address. Let's go to my AAPC. Go there. If I can get my internet working. Sometimes it's been going down the last 2 days. So if you go here to my AAPC, sorry, my screen's a little crooked today. Let's go to, is it membership? I thought it was right underneath here. Yes, click on my AAPC, click on my chapter. That'll get you to where your chapter is. So that's who I'm assigned to. I live in Arizona, but my chapter, if I did do that Arizona one, would be 5 hours away from my house, one-way drive. But Vegas is only 2 hours away from me. So I picked that site. You can change this, but I think you can only change it once or something. There's restrictions on how many times you can switch which chapter, maybe, or they're lifting that. I think people were complaining and wanting to be able to change chapters so that they could find open spots to take exams. But anyway, while you're here, if you wanted to know who your chapter officers are, and your chapter forum is really handy dandy because they do post a lot of things to help you here. And also when you go to my AAPC somewhere, I don't know what's going to show up. So go to the events. See the upcoming events. If you change it to just right here, the jobs, you see how all the job openings for Las Vegas are showing up here? There's a ton of them posted, and they keep these updated for you from your local chapter. So if you haven't applied for some of these can help. So be sure and reach out to your local chapter and know what's available on this website too. They also have resources under resources. I believe there is. local chapter. There's the hardship fund if you need help paying for books. They will help you apply for a grant to help pay for books especially. But there's also somewhere in here the externships where you could get an apprenticeship or something. It's around here somewhere, around resources, but I'll have to find it. I thought it would be right here. This seems to be all chapter resources. Maybe it's under directory. There they are. All I did was click on the directory right there on the side, and then that came up with our president and whoever else is there. That's cool. I need to email them for like the 5th time to see if I can help them out with 4 times a year and proctor one of their exams. But anyway, be sure and reach out to them. Get their help. And I discussed on the last YouTube video, what's today? Okay, Monday, I did a lengthy conversation about changing your resume, applying for jobs, where to apply for jobs like EHR companies that make computer charts, what to do if you're applying for a job at a doctor's office or a hospital before you apply for the job, how to fix your resume, how to get free 30-minute sessions from the EHR companies to show you how to work Epic or whatever else kind of different medical chart systems so that you can put it on your resume. You've already been trained on their particular type of EHR. You really need to be proactive and go find out all you can about the business before you apply for it. See what computer systems they use. Contact those computer systems. Get you some free training on it. And I gave you a ton of tips. So be sure and watch those YouTube videos. Let's get to some practice questions before my voice runs out. I wish I could answer everybody's questions, but let's see. Let me get up here. Where is some new ones that I had for today? I thought the red line was it, but I know. Yeah. Here we go. Let's do this one. All right. I'll move the book out of the way. 2023. Gonna check and see what y'all's chat has been about. Thank you, Lady Love. Thank you, Jessie. Again. Yep. Keep an open mindset. Think positively. And continue to listen to my lives or watch the replays, because always in the very beginning of my videos, I answer questions like that about how to help find jobs. Thank you guys for sharing the live. That really helps me in the algorithm with TikTok. And thank you for the 1,000 likes, the tapping of the screens already. Hey, Red Inhaler. I sound like I need a red inhaler. Hey, Annie, how's it going? My Christmas was great. It's sort of halfway through. I'm still waiting on family to show up. They got sick for Christmas. They got the influenza, and so I'm waiting to see if they're better and can show up this Saturday and this Sunday. So we've only opened up half the gifts, and then I've got half of them underneath the tree. I don't know. We might have to put it off till Super Bowl weekend, but we're still, we're still waiting, still doing half of it. And Go-Kart sent me a Christmas present. That was awesome. And so did Twinkle. That was great. You tried Optum, but they all needed the certification. Yeah, they need the certification. I thought the question was about post-certification, but need experience. Pre-certification, the university in Ohio hires before you get certified, but you have to get certified within 90 days of hire. Well, let me drink some more tea. Y'all tell me what you think the answer is to this one. What does CSC pay? I'm sure those certificate companies that give out those certificates already have collected that info and have it on their websites distributed by region. It will vary by region, but I don't know every certification by heart. Arizona pays less than California, but I work out of California but live in Arizona, so that's kind of nice. We got less property tax, less sale tax than California, but I still reap all the benefits and unemployment and things that are privy to the California employees, which is really nice. Keep looking, Diana. Hey, Fred, thank you for the follow. She's waiting to see if she qualifies for the grant. That's awesome. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to catch up with some of the chat. Okay. We've also posted inside my website all the links to the grants and all that kind of stuff. It's all there. Just ask away if you get onto the Discord group. All right. Let me get another one of those. Use this cardboard. This one is C. Y'all all got it right. Good job. All right. Which surgical treatment is used for atrial fibrillation? $19 an hour. If it's remote from home and you can deal with it for 1 year and get your 1 year experience, you know, it's better than not doing anything and then you can transition. Even if you had 6 months experience or something else, you could always keep open the door and keep applying, but then you could be making money and gaining some experience. But if it's not remote from home, I wouldn't do it for, you know, getting up, getting dressed, and going into a place for $19 an hour. That's, I'm not getting out of my pajamas for that. You couldn't take the $13 pay cut. I know. We got a lot of varying answers on this one. You know, you can open up your CPT book, right? And you can go look up in the back of your book, any of these CPT codes, there is an alphabetical index in the back of your CPT book, and you can go to those CPT codes and see what are they fixing, what are they working on. But it is D. It is the maze procedure. That one fixes the atrial fibrillation. Of the following, which is defined as an inflammation of the bladder? You took the exam today, Lisa, and you're too scared to go look at your results? I bet they're already there, Lisa. We can hold your hand while you go look. We can all hold her hand. I bet the results are already ready. Lots of people get their results on the same day. All you got to do is go to the My AAPC, click on the word exam, and it'll immediately just say whether you passed or failed right there. We can hold our breath too, cross our toes, cross our fingers. Okay, everybody, send Lisa good vibes. Hey, Blue Eyes. ITIS. Correct, Diana. Good job. Send her some love. Yes. Fingers and toes are crossed. Whoops. Thanks, Patty, for the follow. I hope I can help you out. Can you take a coding test if I did coding as part of my medical assistant program? Oh, yes, Jennifer, you don't need any prerequisites at all to take your CPC exam with AAPC or any of their certificates. But the cool thing about your associate's degree, if you did get it, I don't know, some medical assistant programs are associate's degrees. If you did get it, then when and if you do pass your CPC, you might be able to get your A off the end as far as apprenticeship if you send in those transcripts. So that's pretty cool. You don't need to take a thing. You just need to get a hold of a CPT book from the AMA right there for 2023. Get you one of those suckers and keep watching my lives. I do this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And just join in. Just join in. I'll teach you how to pass all for free. I think I'm the only one on the internet who does that. And you don't need any prerequisites. I teach from the exam point of view, not from a coding point of view. Everybody saying B on this one? Hey, Baking. Good to see you, Baking. You're welcome, Jen. Would getting a certificate in massage and working count towards experience? No, it would not. I'm sorry. Unless you were doing insurance billing and coding and getting reimbursement also along with doing those procedures. But technically, who's to say you weren't doing that? If your physical therapy or massage therapy can be legitimately coded to health plans, then great. Hey, Janet, thanks for the follow. Hey, Flamingo. Hey, Arhead, good to see you. I missed you today. I don't know how we did that. I had the times in my head one way, and then the time it was in another way, but sorry I missed you today. BBB. Well, technically, Jesse, the 15 years of medical assistant, office manager, scribe, and orthodoc wouldn't give me anything. You had to have used a super bill or something daily where you're circling E&M codes, CPT codes, diagnosis codes, filling out codes for LabCorp for patients to take their lab orders over to the lab and get labs drawn. You had to have written a diagnosis code in there. That's working in those 3 books. Even 1 year of experience doing that qualifies to get that A off, especially with some college with it. So I disagree with that, Jess. Just let me know. I can send you a copy of the letter that I sent in to AAPC, and it's super simple. You just say that so-and-so has worked in the ICD-10, CPT, and HIPICS codes daily for a year during their routine duties at this place. Sign it, put it on letterhead, and send it in. Works great. Not that I'm really disagreeing with you. I'm just saying there's hope. I promise we can get that figured out. Hey, Portia. Yes, these are the same types of questions that you will see on the exam. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here holding back answers. Let's try this one. You've got a general AA degree. Yes, that will help, Catherine. All you have to do is get you don't need a like certified transcript of your AA. You could just get an electronic version of your AA, turn it into a PDF. It's got a list of all your classes, with your grades, your transcripts. You send that in to AAPC along with a friend or anybody on letterhead or job that says they've seen you work in those 3 books for at least a year, and send both those in, your AA transcripts and that letter, in PDF form to AAPC, which all the instructions and copies of everything are on my Discord, and that will definitely clear all that up. Oh, baking, you got COVID. I have luckily gone without ever having it, so we're going to knock on wood right there on that one right now. But my voice sometimes goes out because, I've been live streaming like almost every day, whether it's on YouTube or TikTok. So I get vocal strain from time to time. That's probably all this is. So I don't feel bad otherwise. Lisa, you did pass. Hey, it don't matter. It don't matter if you made a 70, hon. I'm so excited. Congratulations, Lisa. That's exciting. It ain't no one ever going to ask or demand to see what score you made. It don't matter whether you make a 99 or a 70. It's no different at all. Congratulations. It worked holding your hands, didn't it? Isn't that nice? You don't have that to worry about anymore. Congratulations, Lisa. I hoped I helped out in some way, shape, or form. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. I can do something here. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to figure it out. I hit the wrong one. There we go. Oh, did that one. For Lisa. Cool. Yay. That's awesome. We can hit this one. Wow. That's awesome. You're welcome. All right, our answer for this code is D. It's our Mallory one. And I would have been looking for similarities on this one. So, you know, these two start out with the 2. So they're trying to trick you here. But it is this one. And here's the definitions for all of them, just in case you needed all of them. While I get some more tea. When is the time to purchase the AAPC membership? Before you have to buy anything from them, like the practice exam questions, or to take your test. When I first thought about getting mine, what I did was I waited for my tax returns to come back. I'm always a little late, so in February when I file, I usually get a tax return back in April, and that's when I've always done my renewal. So I use that extra money at that time of the year to do my membership. It was like $120 when I started, and this is only since 2019. So now it's up to $200, right? I mean, they go up every year, but that's crazy. In 3 years, they've gone up $90 or something. It's crazy. But yeah, $190, somewhere around there, yeah. But it's going to be required, and you can get reimbursement from your employer for those kind of bills, and plus it is a tax deduction every year. So if you owe any in taxes, that money can come off. All right, just a couple of more and we'll run to those coding ones. What about this one? What secretes fluids in the joint? As far as I know, I have no idea. The AAPC membership? I don't know. You should be able to. Lots of people are members, even from Indonesia, Bali, all that kind of stuff. Just be sure whatever device you're trying to sign up on, you reboot it, refresh it 100%, do a hard shutdown first, turn it completely off, and then turn it back on. But you should be. Many people from overseas. I got people in China and Japan I tutor that are members, and the Bahamas is technically really close to the United States. I know Puerto Rico is part of it, so you should be able to. Yay, good job, Diana. That's awesome. Congratulations on passing. That's so fun. All right, we've got answers of just B. Everybody says B. You are right. Good job. Okay, let's go over to, let me put a red mark so I know where I ended. And then let me go to our questions for tonight. Am I here? Am I here? I am here. We got some anesthesia. I'm going to have to try not to talk too much on these. So for my long timers who have been here and know my process of elimination, know that we don't look at the question at all, right? We're only looking at the answers. Sorry, I got touchscreen. We're only looking at the answers, and we're only looking at the answers as numeric numbers. Which 2 answers would we keep? Yes, I'm here to help. I can tutor you, and in our Discord group, we have study buddies where you can meet up and connect. I even have rooms that y'all can create and make. Just let me know you want one, where y'all can do your own Zooms together and practice questions. All my rooms have practice exam questions in them based off the different certificates. Yes, we would keep B and C just because they are numerically the same as far as the very first code right there. They have the different modifiers. We could look up that if we wanted to, or we go see if this CPT code can be used with that CPT code. Whatever you wanted to do. It's totally up to you. If modifiers are easier for you to decipher, then great. Go see what AD and AA mean. Hopefully you've done what I've asked you to move all the anesthesia modifiers to the anesthesia section. And we would know, and I put them on this blue page, and we put them all right there. So that's super handy dandy. If you go to the HipPix book and you move all your modifiers there, then you'll have those definitions, so you won't have to open up a second book. But AD means they were supervising 4 or more patients, and AA means personally supervised by just the anesthesiologist. So we're just going to check our question real quick to see who is doing the anesthesia here. Do we have anything here? I'm going to check from the bottom up, and it says administration, anesthesia, anesthesiologist. Doesn't say anything about concurrent 4 or more different patients. So we know right away our answer is going to be C without reading anything else in our question at all. Yep. Yep. Very good. Hey, Chloe. What are you doing, girl? I'm running around my room. Hey, Magpie. What are you doing? There's our rationale for that one, in case you need it. You take your test tomorrow. While I'm still nervous, I feel more confident because of your methods. Thank you, Frozen. Best of luck. Everybody, please send hearts and love and think good thoughts of her towards her way. We're going to have Frozen pass again, just like Lisa did today. Thank y'all for the 4,000 likes and the 11 shares. That's really sweet of you guys. I've got 23 subscribers now. That's amazing. Thank you guys. We will have some contest for some more prizes on Friday's live, so be sure and hang out for that. Or come back for that. I've got diagnoses and CPT codes. For those that know me, which ones would we keep and which ones, just that's it, which ones would we keep? Get you some good sleep tonight, please. Remember, nobody's in the ER. Nobody gets consultation as far as E&M goes. If you went by CPT codes, you could say C and D. But then, if you did that process where you went by the CPT codes, I've also told y'all that sometimes they tell you what the answer is by the codes that are in your 2 throwaways. So, which one of these answers also has the same numbers in them that might give you a hint as to what the answer is without looking at the question? Does that make any sense? Like, is there anything in these that is the same as something up here? Yep. C That's what I'm saying. See how this has the same diagnosis code as what's in C, but it's one of your throwaways? So you know your answer is C, and you didn't look at one word of the question. Didn't even look up the modifiers or anything. So that's kind of cool. But if you want to do it legitimately, you can absolutely look at your diagnoses, then only look at the differences between the 4721 and 22 if you felt better doing it that way, or you could go look at your differences between the 00 and the 01. Or would you need to add an anesthesia code with this CPT code, or does it already come with it in it? Those kind of things. But here's your question. All they did do was a block anesthesia, which is exactly what's inside this code altogether. And then your diagnosis code is for carpal tunnel syndrome, which is your C. Yes, I buy these questions from everybody, any entity that sells practice exam questions for any medical coding certification exam, I've bought them all. AAPC alone, I've spent $5,000 just buying every single practice question known to man that they have. Then I go to places like everywhere. Pocket Prep. What else do we have here? I buy all the books from all the different books, like Coding Workout, the risk adjustment books, everything. This risk adjustment book has some really good practice questions in it from AMA. This Coder's Dictionary has really good questions in it too. All the study guides all have practice exam questions in them. I do physical copies of books too. You name it, I buy it, whatever it is, from Amazon, from, where am I at? Right here. So there's the risk adjustment one. It's got a lot of good practice questions in it too. All of these people, and don't ever buy this book, but yeah, all this people, I buy those. Yep, these people don't buy these, but yes, I got both of their books too. I buy them just so I can have them. And you should see my shopping cart on the AAPC website. Yeah, but whatever, I buy them. All right. Which two answers are we keeping? Thanks, guys, for helping out answering questions for me. Yep, we're going to keep A and B. That means we're going to get rid of this and get rid of this. Now, our only difference is whether we would add the 52 code or not. I would check to see if there's any do nots, to see if we can't code any one of those. With any one of these numbers, I'd first check out my 707 before I went to the 221 to the 52, just to verify there's no do nots. I'm just looking in my book real quick at these codes. I could also count in my question to see, did I do 3 procedures or did I do just 2 procedures? 2. I'm just getting there. One of these days. All right. Revascularization. It's an open procedure. We went through the skin and we're doing the same vessel. We're doing a stent. This one's a stent. Yep. And then 52. Good Lord. There's no do nots. That's an ultrasound. Did we do an ultrasound? Which is rare. It wouldn't be the same. Sometimes fluoroscope is like already included, but ultrasounds are usually not included. So let's just check our question at the bottom to see, did we do an ultrasound? We did do an ultrasound. So the answer's got to be A. What do you guys think? Because I know ultrasound's not included in, I know that stent procedure for sure. I didn't look up my 707. Yep, Go-Kart. It is definitely A. Good job. We did our revascularization. We did our ultrasound. Kind of unusual to have, if it's usually the answer is just 2 codes, but if by chance one of the CPT codes is an ultrasound, that's often needed to be an add-on code, so that's cool. Brand new one. Never done that one before. Which codes or answers are we keeping with this one? Checking the headers has saved me so much time. You ain't lying. It's a lot better than looking at the CPT code descriptors. With this first code, which answers am I keeping? Just with the first code. Don't worry about the second or third yet. Just with the first code. I would keep, because these 3 are all the same, I would only get rid of D right away. Then I would come to my second code, and yeah, then I see that I would keep these 2 that are the 6-4, so then I'd get rid of D. But y'all are right, A and C is what we'd keep. Would we have 4 diagnosis codes, or would we have 3, is one way of looking at it. Or we can look at our 85 code to see if we would need to add an 84. That would be unusual, especially if they're both underneath the same mama code, but it could. What if we've got 3 CPT codes? Craziness. What's going on with our 84385? I don't know why I'm saying 8. 45385. Get so dyslexic. I know what I'm thinking in my head, but I say something totally different. 45385. 85 is a tumor polyp snare. 84 is our hot biopsy. Or? What is this or? And what is our XS modifier? Oh, This question's got a whole gamut of stuff. What's going on with our question down here? Here at the bottom, the polyps were both classified. No significant malignancy, so that's nice. We did the snare. What is the correct codes for this case? I think because we've already got the diagnostic back, what does that HIPIX modifier, I think XS mean? What the heck does that mean? If you have the AAPC version of the HIPIX book, you've got a list of all the modifiers on the back cover, which might be easier. Separate structure and service that has a distinct because it is performed on a separate organ or structure. Interesting. And because both, sorry, I know it's blurry. Because these two codes are underneath the same MAMA code, you are going to need a modifier to say it's a distinct, different procedure, that it wasn't intended or they weren't done at the same time with the same instruments. They had to snare something here, but then they had to go back in and do a biopsy, which means taking out the snare and then putting in a different instrument and doing a biopsy. When you do that, a lot of times the modifier 59 is put in for that. In a lot of areas on the CPC exam, but in real life, we don't use the 59 as much as AAPC puts it on the exam. That XS is a good representation of what you would really do in this example in real life. So that has me intrigued. All we got to do is find out if we did the hot biopsy. Did we do a biopsy? And right there we do have the hot biopsy. So we did do both procedures. So we know right away that C can't be it because we did do the snare and we did do the hot biopsy. The only thing with both of those codes in it is this weirdo one that says or XS, because depending on your health plan's guidelines, they might require that XS, but some provider guide or health plan guidelines won't want it. So they put both options down. That's why there's an or. Well, I'm always trying my best to find new examples that can help y'all out. Yep. So I'm glad I found XS. And I believe somebody said that some S modifier was on the exam. Where's that document about what's been on the exam the last 45 days? Let me see if I can find something. Look, I found that question. I put this on there today. I've been talking about this question forever, but I found it. But anyway, let me see if this has been on somebody's exam. XS? No, it's not. It hasn't been. There's been something, an S modifier, but I don't know which one it was. '53 modifier, 59 modifier. Somebody said something about a weird one. The pricing modifiers versus other ones before payment. I'm just looking down the side here. SH and QN. Those were the two modifiers that were on somebody's exam, but that was back in April. So there's a lot of modifiers. All of them are in your HIPICS book. If you get in an exam and you can't figure out what this modifier means, they're all in the HIPICS book, okay? And I just sent out the update for this one on December 26th of what's been on the exam in the last 45 days, and it actually has bonus material of what was on the CPMA exam too on November 22nd, thanks to Jolie. I helped her get her CPC, and then she went on and got her CPMA also afterwards, so that's kind of cool. And then I just added this HIPICS question down today because I found it. It was on my exam when I took it. All right, where was I at? I get so sidetracked sometimes. I got to learn what these symbols mean besides y'all's name. Hey, Anointed, good to see you. How do you sign up to get that info? It is on my website, so if you go to medicalcodingbyjen.com and you go to the shop, it is one of these documents. Where are you at? There it is. That's what it looks like. It's what's been on the exam the last 60 days. You just purchase that. Every time I get new info, and at least once a month, I update the document and send it to you, even if you only buy it once. You'll probably still be getting it 2 years from now. You'll be tired of me emailing it to you. Thank you for the paper cranes. You're awesome. Because this document is made by you guys, I use the sales of that document to give people free copies of my notes or free tutoring when they're in need. So that's just one of the documents. So that's where that goes. That's where that is. And I wished I'd have had it when I was taking the exam. A lot of people that get like exam B, it's like word for word of what we've got written in here. If you go through it and make sure you know the codes about, a balloon angiography, or the differences between CRNA anesthesia or not. It's just word for word goes down here. Pretty cool. The only one that's pretty difficult is the exam C, but these are cool. These are really cool info. Yeah. Thank you so much for all the paper cranes. Those are really cool. I didn't adjust it. I just let TikTok pick what they wanted. So those were pretty. All right. We got another question. Thank you, Anointed. You're awesome. It is. It's not all our Discord, and even that document isn't like going to hold your hand and do every little bitty step for you, but it is wonderful reference material. You can absolutely, if you work those documents or work my study group, you will find so much information that you can run with and research and really benefit you to pass that exam for sure. All right, right here, we first need to figure out if we are a 19301 or if we are a 19101. That'll get us down to a 50-50 shot for sure. And somebody is always in our Discord group, so if you have questions, post it. If no one answers, keep posting it till somebody answers, but I've not seen too many where people haven't answered. I go in there as often as I can to help out and answer questions too, and I'll go back to the ones that maybe nobody replied with and try to answer those as I can. 19301 and then 101. What is our differences? We're definitely going to have some, header differences. 101 is under what header? Breast. And our 301 is under mastectomy. Are we doing biopsy of the breast? Biopsy? Or are we doing a total mastectomy, which is removal of all the breast tissue and stuff? So let's just figure that out first. And let me hit this so I can make it bigger. Here we go. We're just going to go down here to the bottom and see what we're doing. We're doing a lumpectomy. Where is our lumpectomy? I'm so glad you found me too, Jessie. I love seeing you in here every day. It's fun. Ectomy versus biopsy. What's a biopsy? A biopsy is a little pinch from like a little instrument that we put in, and it has this little tiny grabber at the end, and we'll pinch a piece out, no bigger than just a tiny little piece. That's what a biopsy is. This is actually removing a lumpectomy, so it said much larger. I don't know. Oh, that's the community. I don't know what that's got anything to do with anything. But definitely a lumpectomy is more like removing a lot of the breast. It could make real... There's a lady on TikTok who's been showing her second cancer stuff, and she's like almost completely undressed. It's really cool. She's only got on her bottom. She doesn't need to wear a top anymore because she doesn't have the areolas anymore. So she's showing 100% view of what a lumpectomy does and what a mastectomy does. It's because it was different surgeries. Anyway, it's kind of interesting to watch her and her husband. And that's definitely going to be up here in your A and Bs. Anything bigger than just a pinch will be up there. So then we can look at our modifiers and see if we know any easy differences between those. Those are sometimes easier than the CPT codes. 52 is reduced services, and 54 is surgical care only. Oh, let me get that down. So what did she do today? Returns back home to care for the primary care physician. So the surgeon is not following up with her, just the primary care physician is following up with her. So what would that be? A or B? What does that say? Is that Crystal? I like the last part of your name because I can't say the first name, so I'm just going to call you Crystal. You got it right. Good job. And see, these are new modifiers that we haven't worked in or played around with much. So that's really kind of cool. Yep. All right. What would we keep here? Anybody see anything? We don't know, really. We really need to go see what our differences are between our 3 15s and our 2 19s. in all fairness. Really do. Now, if you do look at the second or last codes back here, we do have 3 of them that are the same. Then technically that means you could get rid of this one because the 3/8 is different than all the other ones. And then now if you look at the first 2 codes, the first codes, we now see that the 15 is out of whack. And I would just keep B and C. But that's highfalutin. It's hard to see, I'm pretty sure. But we could go see what our differences are between the 315 and the 219. 219 is observation, isn't it? What's our 315? Anybody know? I can't remember that one off the top of my head. You know that they are not anointed. They are not in the 2023 book. Yeah, what am I saying? 2023? Yes, they are not, because we don't have observation anymore. These are only in the 2022. The CCS exam won't change to 2023 codes till June, I believe. And a lot of times the AAPC version doesn't seem to change at all till April. But they always tell us they change it as of January 1st. So I have no idea. I'm going to teach both ways until we get confirmation that actually the 2022 codes are gone from the exam. So 315 is what kind of code? Nursing facility. Good job. Nursing facility. Now, a lot of times with these questions, or we're doing observation, the beginning of the question is going to tell you how old they are, what history, diagnosis they had, what's been going on today, and then at the end, we've got decisions being made. They're being admitted, they're being transferred, they're whatever. So always start at the bottom of the question because you don't need that beginning history to figure out what you're billing for today. Because we don't care about the history. We need to know what we did today, what our final decision was. So don't start reading from the top. We don't need to know how old they are. Just come down. And we're doing Dr. Smith. What did that or she do for that patient today? We got Smith left town. Patient admitted for observation. And then Smith left town. So we know we're going to observation. Again, we're going to get rid of A and D. Now we just need to know what Dr. Johnson finally ended up doing. Did Dr. Johnson discharge the patient? What's that 236? Would we add 2 codes? We would not do that, would we? That's like, what is that? 236? What is that? That looks like a coding irregularity to me. What is our 236? That's like 3 E&M visits. 236 is an observation or inpatient care, but it does what? That's admit and discharge all in one day. And then this is admit and discharge on separate days. That's a coding irregularity. That's a big no-no. So we know, no matter what, we don't even really need to look up Mr. Johnson's actions. We know that C is going to be the answer. So if you ever see the 17 with the 36, you know that that can't be coded together. So C is your answer. You see that, Frozen? Plus, just in the bottom answer, What E&M services would these two physicians code? Technically, one physician did one thing, one physician did the other. That's all. Patient worsened. That's why Dr. Johnson ended up doing a whole nother admit on the same day. That's why we have the admit and discharge all combined in one. This doctor admitted to observation, left town. This one came in, and the patient got even worse even after they were admitted, had to do a total new patient workup, and then ended up not admitting and discharging. It's crazy. Very unusual situation. You won't see something like this on the CPC exam. This looks like this came from CCS people. They get highfalutin on their questions. All right. Just looking at this one, which answers are we going to keep? I know. It would be really nice. Until somebody takes their first exam in January, we really won't know for sure. I would take both if you have it. If you don't have both, then just keep your 2022. Get that document I have in my store. It's $20 that you can download, and it shows you how to turn your 2022 book into a 2023 book. Then you'll have the best of both worlds. They delete too many codes out of the 2023, 10 pages of E&M that you might need for the exam that you take in January. So it's easier to just update the 2022. That way you've got all the codes. You only need to write in just prolonged services, some extra new ones of those in E&M, and then some hernias in the CPT other area. Some good changes. A couple of eyes, a couple of ears. Not too bad. I would just get rid of A and keep these right here, right? And then if we were doing any of this, we know that this code can't be coded with this one because this is hospitalization prolonged services. So we would get rid of that. It would be just a difference between these two. And the only reason we add that 417 is if we're over a certain time limit. So all we need from the question is time. How much time was spent with the patient? So let's just look for numbers. Is there anything in here that says how much time? There we go. And I think it's 70-something minutes or something. 75? Where's our 215? It's a 21 or a 205. It's 205. 74 minutes. So anything over 74 minutes means we've got to add our 417, and we would definitely bill our C. Now for 2023, if we were using that one for this question, let's see, the answer might change. Let's see. What does it say there, guys? 205. We still using the same one? Yeah, we're still using the same one. Good. Never mind. The answer's the same even in 2023. So that's good. Good, good, good. The 2022 book, just keep it and just update it to a 2023 book, is what I said. What I did for you is I made a document in my shop where I took a 2022 book and I updated it to make it into a 2023 book, which will help you guys out so you'll know which codes you can just delete where they're not using that one anymore. And then when we have one that changed, like this one changed its minutes, I wrote it out for you so that you could copy it into your 2022, and then you'll know what to get rid of and what to write in. So that document's in my shop, and then that way you can fix these. And then there really wasn't a whole lot of other stuff, majorly big deal stuff, until you got to the hernias. What is that? Digestion. One of the last ones back here. Yeah. We had to delete all these laparoscopic ones because they combined them. Now it doesn't matter if they're open or closed. Hernia procedures, they're only going to make it by size of the hernia. So if it's inguinal and a 2 centimeter, then you code it that way. If it's inguinal and 4 centimeters, you'll code it another way. And I had to write those in on the previous page down at the bottom down here. So, there they are. So that's the only other major change. But I've got that done for you if you need it. What time is it getting to be? Okay, 30 more minutes. Do you need anything for the 6,000 category on your website? What do you mean, need anything? Practice questions or explanations of CPT codes? Always. You can email me anything you got that you think might help out somebody at medicalcodingbyjen@gmail.com. Also, if you want to be entered in a contest to win free tutoring one-on-one with me, be sure and send me an email with raffle in the header at the same place. All my TikTok subscribers get extra entries, and so do my YouTube subscribers. Do you need PC book for test? I don't know what PC book means. Sorry. I'm just being blonde today. There's your answer for that one. HitPix book. Yeah, you do. There's 5 questions on the exam. I recommend you get an AAPC version of the book. I recommend you get notes and make notes like I have in your book. There are some laws and things that they ask about your coding guidelines and stuff that are only found in your HitPix book. There's another one somewhere. There's another one somewhere. Right here. These effective dates and other things, along with you'll have to code a J code. You know you're going to get a G code. You know you're going to get an A for ambulance code on the exam. One of the questions might be an index question, like, where's the word? A, B, C, D, E, F, H, I. One of their favorite questions is from the index right here. They want to know how many infusions are normal saline, and even though it says there's 3 here, there's really only 2 that are normal saline, because if you go to those J codes and read them, one of them has dextrose in it too, and it's not just normal saline. It's got an additive in it, so there's only 2. The other thing that they might ask you is, like some of those questions that I was doing today, with weird and unusual modifiers. Every single modifier from AA to ZZ is in this HitPix book, and there's a million of them, a million modifiers, and that's on top of just the 5 coding ones that you have to do. There's also in and only the AAPC version of the HitPix book, they put in general coding policies, which this page has, and there's probably about 10 pages with it, has some coding guidelines in it that have been questions. And you should know where, or to be able to find them in that if you need to. And then the other thing that only the AAPC version has is 100 CMS random publications. They're really random, but the compliance questions come from here. So that's another 5 questions that could be in this general area. And one of the examples of that will be like right here. What's the rules for payment for a CORF service? And if you don't know what CORF is, you better get that copied down so you know it. But the payment rate is at 80% or lesser. Stuff like that. So you could, if you haven't prepped your HitPix, which I have copies of my notes in the shop if you need them, but things like this are in the AAPC version of the HitPix. The 2023 version isn't out yet. It is in electronic format, but not in print form yet, as far as I know. Any one of these things, they might come up with a law like in January 1st of 2006 is when the Hispanic Americans age over 65 got included in glaucoma screening. They weren't even included back then. So just stuff like that they have randomly in the back that will help you practice for your exam. So it's not just the 5 HitPix questions. There are other things in here that you might need. And only the AAPC version has all that stuff gathered in there at once. I don't care if you get a 2022 version, which is fine. As far as I know, I haven't audited 100% of the new codes. I do have it made. I'm making a document that will turn your 2022 into a 2023. So if somebody just passed and you wanted to donate somebody your books, or if you're selling them, we do have that place on my website, in our Discord group, I mean to say, that you can come into our Discord and find people that are selling or wanting to give away any books. So what have we got? It's under sell books, somewhere around in here. There we go, right there. Y'all can make deals and whatever without paying website fees. Just helpful info. Just be sure and get the HitPix version. But yes, I recommend you have all 3 books. Whoops, what'd I do? Me and my touchscreen. All right. Did we do this one yet? I don't think we did this one yet. Oh, let me do that. TikTok's yelling at me. What does that mean? Okay, I'm going to switch it to something else. Edit. And I like the snowboard. Customize. There we go. There we go. All right. So if we were doing this question, we would be either a 233 or our critical care. What is our 233 code? Thank you, Daisy, for the follow. Thank you for the 14 shares and the 7,000 likes. Y'all are awesome. She's guessing B. Somebody already did those snowboards. Anointed, you are something. Thank you very much. What about our 233? What is that? Try not to do too much of the process of elimination in E&M. We really need to find out what is the status of our patient, meaning what is their physical location. Not because they could be in the ER, or they could even be admitted, but still down in the ER and even in the waiting room, but they're admitted. They're just waiting for beds. They might be out there with a pole and getting IVs hooked up to them, but they're still admitted. So this one is subsequent hospital visit. And then this one is critical care. So again, the fluff is in the beginning of the question. Go down to the bottom. Read the last sentence. Make sure you know what you are coding first. And then check where the final location was for wherever the patient was. We'll go down here to the bottom. What are we coding? Determine the E&M code for the ER physician in this scenario. So ER physician, what does that tell you right away? Do ER physicians do subsequent hospital visits? Or do they do critical care visits? Does that give you enough info? Critical care is right. Yep, it is critical care. So, to know whether we're going to do our 291 or 292, we've got to go to our chart, which this is my favorite one to code in E&M because it's the easiest. All we've got to do is go to our lovely little chart right here. Remember, we don't read our CPT code descriptors and try to do the math ourselves. That's useless. Don't even look up here. Only go to this chart right here, and all we need is time. We just need to know the total time of critical care. So let's check out our question. And we're just going to go look up our time. How much total time was in critical care? From right here to right here. How much is 1 hour? 60 minutes? Then we know our answer is which one? Where would 60 minutes go? Yep. Good job, Vivi. We know our answer is D with this one. Yep. Perfect. Good job. Thank you for the 8,000 likes and the 14 shares. All diagnoses. So first thing we got to do is look at these codes. The 9s are usually non-specific, right? If we're diagnosing somebody, most of the time the answer with AAPC or most coding exams are not with the 9. We could, if you're brave enough, go on and get rid of those two and just decide whether we have 1 or 2 diagnoses. by looking at our question. Let's check it out. Let's see if we have, remember, don't look at the beginning. Let's look at the bottom. Let's see what we're doing. Look what it says here. What's the correct diagnostic code set for this patient? Why would they say code set? A lot of times they just say, what's your diagnosis code or whatever. But this is actually calling it a set. So that's kind of cool. What would be your answer based off that? Right? Isn't that cool? Sometimes they give you clues that you don't realize are really clues just in that last sentence. And yeah, I would code D because they called it a set and move on with my day and not worry about anything else. Yep. I'm glad you like that, Crystal. It's hard to remember, though, during the middle of your exam when you're under stress and you're trying to be good. But like I said, this exam is not about coding or being a coder. It's not. It's about picking out the right answer. The exam is already coded for you. And you need to stay away from the practice exam questions. They are full of propaganda that are going to make you confused. They are written by psychologists that know the human nature. If you take human nature out of this, like go into the answers first and learning a few tricks like this that, the answers are never 9. You just keep, I've been doing this for almost 2 years now. April will be 2 years doing all types of practice exam questions for you guys. I've literally bought everything there is out on the market. And we see patterns. And those patterns tell us that the answer is rarely ever number 9. It's really cool. So that kind of info is super helpful. Keeps you out of all the, look at all those practice exam questions. This is all that I bought this year for all their certifications, just thousands of them, OB, delivery, auditing, all of them. Emergency room, cardiology, anesthesia, urology, pediatrics, dermatology. No matter what it is, I've bought them all. We've gone through them. We go through them 3 days a week. Every week we see patterns, and I can definitely help you guys out just being able to pass the exam. You don't need to code. You don't need to be a coder. You just need to take these one thing at a time. They have a pattern of giving you 2 throwaways at least, sometimes only 1, and then 2 that are super close, and they just want to know the differences between those. What would you keep here, and what would you throw away? Hey, Twinkle. Is she here? Did you finally make it home, girl? Hey, MK. Good to see you. I'm sorry about it being frozen. I'm still here. I'll post the replay of this on YouTube so y'all can watch it again. Yep, we're going to keep B and C. They have the same. And look, this is a 9. We've got another 9 here. So let's get rid of that one and get rid of this one. This is the same. That's the same. Those are the same. Same. We only have a difference between the 81 and the 25. Now, what's in one of our throwaways that would point us to the right answer without looking at an answer or the question at all? Do we have the 81 in any other answer, or do we have the 25 in any other answer, is what I mean by that. Thanks, Frozen. Tinkle Toe. Be sure and get some rest. Go on and set out all your clothes for tomorrow for your exam. Breakfast, everything. Thank you for the roses. You're awesome. That's just giving back to you guys. Relax. Get you some rest for tonight. I see your point about using so many codes if you do pick C, but look what's in one of your throwaways. That 2-5 is in your throwaway. So I think C is your answer. But let's work it. The difference between the 19081, let's go see, 19. Are we doing mastectomy again? We're over in that general area. 19-0. No. 19-081. Just biopsy. That's just about biopsy. And then our 125 is also our biopsy, but this one is our pre-operative placement of a radiation marker. It usually has the words marker, blue dye, seeds, or a wire in it when we're using it. That info is super helpful, and if you're not writing it underneath that CPT code, you're missing out. Our 81 is used for calcifications normally. And if we were doing the 81 and it was bilateral, we would code the 82 with it. But it looks like this is just left. The 83 is an add-on code. And if we were doing something bilateral, we could use that. We did left here and left here. Are we doing the pre-op and a biopsy? Ooh, interesting. Scheduled for a biopsy. Are we also doing the marker? We are doing the marker. That's all you needed to know. We did the biopsy. We did the marker. We did them both. So you know C is your answer. Just do word searches. This one, biopsy. Then our 25 down here is our marker. I don't know, you can't see my stuff, but that's marker. And then by the 81 and 82 is just the biopsy. We did do them both. And they're both left. They're both done on the same one. And they're both unique procedures. That's why we have the 51, because we did multiple procedures. We used one set of instruments to lay down that marker and another set of instruments to do that biopsy. All right. If we were keeping two answers, what would we keep here? Hey PJ, thank you for the likes. We almost have 10,000 likes now. We do have 15 shares. Yep, we're going to keep B and C. That's what I would do. Do we see anything here that would allude us to what the answer would be? Maybe not. We do have a difference between the 14 and the 15. We could go look up the differences of those Z codes. We do have 22, but see, we have the 86 up here too, so they're both in the throwaways. It takes longer to look up diagnosis codes all the way down. Like going to go look at the Z22 and looking up the Z86 would take longer than knowing the difference in our heads already about what's the differences of the 14 and the 15 are. So I would just pick these two as my differences. So let's look at the bottom of our question, see if we see anything that is of high risk. So what would be, yep, don't code the laboratory services. All right. What'd the patient come in for today? She got an IV push of clindamycin. If you're at the doctor's office and you need an IV, are you going to be a 14 or are you going to be a 15? That's all you need to know. Don't worry about the Z codes. Yep, you are definitely going to be a 15. Break it down like that. That's a lot easier. IV means you need to be monitored the whole time. Somebody's going to have to be in that room with you. I can't imagine they'd have an LVN or LPN, but probably maybe a medical assistant sitting in there with you with the door open and making sure. I mean, I can't imagine a doctor doing that in his office, but he technically could, or she, but yeah, it would definitely need to be, yep, the 215. So you know your answer is the 15. Yep. We got time for one more, I think. And let's check out our question. So this is either an injury, something happened to somebody, or it's coded by symptoms. Patient comes in and has symptoms of something. Just knowing what the T stands for in the diagnosis code book and looking at that sidebar for any code that's in the T's. Same thing for the R's. Just open up any page in the R section of the diagnosis code book and it tells you its signs and symptoms. That's as easy as it gets. Just look at that and think about that. Let's go down to the bottom of the question and see, did they have something happen to them that needed a T code to go first or not? So we're going to check down here. And patients going to the psychiatric hospital by ambulance. So they were this sort of attempt, I don't think I can say that, by taking a lot of medicine. So is that an adverse effect or a symptom? I didn't know how I knew that. Good job, good job. Good job, April. Thank you for subscribing too. I was born in April, so I love that name. Yep, it's going to be an adverse reaction, so we can get rid of C and D right away. We're going to need to name our aspirin, and that's probably the difference between these. Or we can need to know whether we're doing another procedure or not with this patient. In the ER, did they do another procedure for this patient? Did they do something that they need to code for before they put them on the bus to go to the psychiatric hospital? I don't think I saw anything like a stomach pump or something. Oh, they did insert a gastric lavage. Yes, they did. There you go. So do they get to bill for that or not? Is simply the answer, the question that they're asking. Do we bill for the gastric lavage to go with the ER visit or not? Yep, A is the answer. They're not in critical care. MK, patient's not going to be dying from an overdose of baby aspirins anyway. It can make their blood thin and make their organs not happy for a little while, but it's not really critical. It's not going to depress their breathing unless they have, he's got ears, his ears are ringing and he's dizzy. That's probably more symptoms due to a panic attack than it would be from the aspirin taking. But I know that's clinical and not something that a coder would know, but be sure to know what that means. It's kind of neat as far as a vocabulary term goes. But I think it's a little overboard making them vomit for it. But then again, you never know how much they took. Like, did they take the whole bottle of a 200? Or, you don't want them puking in the bus going to the psychiatric hospital too, so you could take care of it all there in the ER. That sounds like a panic attack to me. Anyway, A is your answer. Yes, yes, yes. We do get to bill for that because we're not in critical care. Yeah, it's hard. But you've never seen that question before. So now that you've seen it, you know what to expect next time you see it. So that's okay. A handful is half of you, all me. Yeah, we did a one-on-one on Tuesday. That was fun. I've got another one on Friday. So for those of you that are having trouble passing your medical coding certification exam, I have a class for you guys on Fridays. If you want to join in, you get access to the replay. Ooh, did my internet go down? I hope not. There we go. Oh, there it was. That was my duckies. My duckies. I have right here, a class on Fridays. If you want to join in, it's by Zoom. I don't know why it keeps saying my P.O. Box address, but it's at 8:30 on Fridays. If you want to join in, we usually do a couple of hours. The replay is available on Zoom for 1 week, and then I'll post the replays on YouTube for my YouTube subscribers to watch after that, because I have to delete it and make room for more videos on Zoom, or I have to upgrade my subscription. Let's see. YouTube subscribers have access to all the replays of the workshops up until October, November, and December of this year. Those are still on Zoom. Eventually, I'll get them over to the YouTube for the YouTube subscribers. Thank you, lady, for the sneakers. Those are so cute. I've got MK, I already have you in there for free. Don't you pay me nothing else, woman. You've paid me enough for a lifetime of tutoring. Don't you dare. I've already got your name on it. You're already getting emails saying the Zoom link. That means you don't pay. You and Miss Edwards have spent enough money. Do not send me any more money. Don't. What else? Who do I have tomorrow? Do I have somebody for tutoring tomorrow? I don't remember. What's tomorrow? Thursday? Let's see. Who do I have, if anybody? Alexandria, if you want to do in the morning, let me know. And then we've got 2 slots open for Friday if somebody needs that, but do not be a newbie. You got to already have failed your medical certification exam, and your books have already got to be prepped. I've got 2 more slots open for that. And then I have Miss Slay for tutoring on Tuesday. Yay. I have the next Friday open too. I was thinking about our workshop we're going to do in January. We're going to be doing it on the 15th of January. It's going to be on Sunday. It's a $10 workshop. It's 3 hours. What do you think about me doing? Because I don't know if we're going to be in the 2022 book or the 2023, but I could go through each section of the CPT book and tell you what's important to know for the exam on each section and have a couple of difficult practice questions for those 2 sections that you must know, or not 2 sections, but all sections. And we could do that for the 3 hours. Like I could do E&M 22 version and 23 version, 2 questions from each, and tell you what to know for the E&M section, then move on to anesthesia, do 2 questions for anesthesia, tell you what to know, what to have marked in there, and then move on to musculoskeletal. We could do that. What do you think? Does it sound good? Okay. That's what I was thinking about doing, because I don't know what's going to be changed on the exam for January, but I want to do a workshop. So, and everybody keeps asking me for an all-in-one video. So I don't know if I can get it all done in 3 hours, but I could do my best. Do my best. Okay. Hey, Sharta. Good to see you. Thank you, Twinkle, so much for being there. It says I'm booked out for 6 months. Wow, taken. I will be opening up my schedule as of March. I'll be able to add more days once we finish our auditing season at my real job. I still work 40 hours a week or more at my real job, so I'll be able to open it up more then because my season is over with. So hang in there. I'm still tutoring freaking 7 days a week, but it's just that I book them every day individually. So if you're really struggling and really need a date, just get on Discord and message me there and keep messaging me and remind me. I still have some more messages to go through, but Discord is a really good place. My emails is probably not a very good place to email me right now. I have it on vacation mode, just sending out everybody a message that says, due to high volume, I can't get to everybody. I will do my best. But Discord, I'm able to keep up with a little bit. So join my Discord group. But I am going to stop talking and go rest this voice. And who did I say? I said Miss Alexandria. If you want to tutor in the morning, let me know and I can switch you, okay? Would it be a good idea to buy the 2023 CPT book? No. Keep your 2022 if you've already got your notes done and made in it, and just get my document that I have that will turn your 2022 book into a 2023. That'll save you some money. You're welcome, lady. I'm going to go rest that throat, get off here, and I will see you guys on Friday. Don't forget to enter in for the raffle. All TikTok subscribers and YouTube subscription subscribers get multiple entries, and we'll do some more drawings on Friday. Good night. Thanks, Twinkle.